Jayo kunja bihari Madhava Jayo kunja bihari Jai Gopi Janna Vallabha Jayo Giri Varadhari Jayo Giri Varadhari Janna Vallabha Jayo Giri Varadhari Jayo Giri Varadhari Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Shodanandana Munatira Vanachari Munatira Vanachari Munatira Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Janna Vallabha Jayo Giri Varadhari Jayo Giri Varadhari Jai Gopi Janna Vallabha Jayo Giri Varadhari Jayo Giri Varadhari Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Munatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Panch Tattva ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Good morning. Looks like the train is increasing the number of Bhagavatam attendees, which is good. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, Shloka number 2. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Rūpaṁ yad etad avabodha-rasodayena. śaśvan-nivṛtta-tamasaḥ sad-anugrahāya. Ādau gṛhītam avatāra-śataika-bījam. yan-nābhi-padma-bhavanād aham āvirāsam. rūpam yad etad avabodha-rasodayena. śaśvan-nivṛtta-tamasaḥ sat-anugrahāya. ādau gṛhītam avatāra-śataika-bījam. yan-nābhi-padma-bhavanād aham āvirāsam. Please chant. avabodha-rasodayena. Vaishnavis. avabodha-rasodayena. sad-anugrahāya. gṛhītam. Rūpam, form. Yat, which. Etad, that. Avabodha-rasa, of your eternal potency. Udayena, with the manifestation. śaśvat, forever. Nivṛtta, freed from. Tamasa, material contamination. Sat-anugrahāya, for the sake of the devotees. Ādau, original in the creative energy of matter. gṛhītam, accepted. Avatāra, of incarnations. śata-eka-bījam, the root cause of hundreds. Yat, that which. yan-nābhi-padma, the navel lotus flower. Bhavanāt, from the home. Aham, myself. āvirāsam, generated. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The form which I see is eternally freed from material contamination and has advantage to show mercy to the devotees as a manifestation of eternal potency. This incarnation is the origin of many other incarnations, and I am born from the lotus flower grown from your navel home. Purport. The three deities, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, Shiva, the executive heads of the three modes of material nature, passion, goodness and ignorance, are all generated from Garbhodakasaya Vishnu, who is described herein by Brahma. From the Kshirodakasaya Vishnu, many Vishnu incarnations expand at different ages in the duration of the cosmic manifestation. They are expanding only for the transcendental happiness of the pure devotees. The incarnations of Vishnu, who appear at different ages and times, are never to be compared to the conditioned souls. The Vishnu Tattvas are not to be compared to deities like Brahma and Shiva, nor are they on the same level. Anyone who compares them is called a pashande, or infidel. Tamasa, mentioned herein, is the material nature, and the spiritual nature has a completely separate existence from tama. Therefore, spiritual nature is called avabodha-rasa or avabodha-rasa. Avarodha means that which completely nullifies. In the transcendence, there is no chance of material contact by any means. Brahma is the first living being, and therefore he mentions his birth from the lotus flower generated from the abdomen of Garbhodakasaya Vishnu. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu-padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Gaurava Satedeve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavade Paschata Deshatharine. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshware Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurat Vishya Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, here we are in the middle of the rain season in Srimad Bhagavatam. But apart from rain, this is a very good period because so many appearance days are lining up just in a very short time. Tomorrow we have Balaram appearance day, then Janmashtami. After that, Prabhupada appearance day and Radhashtami. So it's a good time to be in Mayapur, to be back also, because I was away for a couple of months. So here in this shloka, we are hearing Lord Brahma's prayer from creative impetus after he has seen the Lord. So he's born on the lotus flower, and all around him is just the darkness, and he just doesn't know what to do. What is his purpose? Who is he? Why is he there? Just imagine yourself. You wake up in the middle of night, you sit up on your bed, and you completely forgot. You have a complete amnesia. You don't know who you are, why you are there, where are you. So what are you going to do? Brahma is in the same dilemma. So what does he do? He sits and he meditates. So now the question is what he meditates on. Usually in the modern day world, meditation is just you close your eyes, you relax, and you float, and then you fall asleep. Is he meditating like that? No. So he is meditating on what? Because he hasn't seen anything, he doesn't know anything. He's actually meditating on the Lord's form. Vishnu Thakur, he explains that previously the Lord gave him a glimpse of his form in the heart. So he has seen, he had some short spurt of the Lord's form. And then he remembers that form and he meditates on that form. How long he meditates? They say very, very long time. But we want an exact figure. Sometimes it's said 100 years. 100 years of his life, is it possible? Then all his life would be spent in meditation and then everything would be finished. So it's mentioned in the third canto in a few places, in one shloka and one purport Prabhupada, that he meditates for 1,000 celestial years. Which, if you calculate, if you do the math, it comes to 2,160,000,000 of earthly years. But converted to the Brahma's time, how long is it? What do you think? 1 year, 1 day, 2 days. It's just... No, if you calculate exactly, it's 12 hours, half of the Brahma's day. So he meditates for half of the days. So from the morning till the evening, 6 to 6. And then what is the result of this meditation? The Lord appears. Lord Garbhodakashaya Vishnu appears. And what does he see? Does he see exactly the same form he meditated on? He actually realized, Acharya described, that the form that he saw was much more beautiful than the form he meditated upon. Usually, we also sometimes want to meditate. And what can we meditate on? We never seen Krishna, so we see the deities. We saw some paintings that some devotee artists painted. So this is our conception how Krishna looks like, which is good approximate to meditate. But once the Lord manifests, what we see is something, the experience is something completely different. It's completely different. You cannot compare the Lord's actual form to any painting, to any description also in the scriptures. But still, these descriptions that are given by saintly persons like Shukadeva Goswami, they are guidelines for us how to meditate. For example, in a 23rd chapter of the Yagya Brahmana wives blessed by the Lord, in the 10th canto, Shukadeva Goswami explains the Lord's throne. He says, Shimam hiranya paridim vanyamalya barha dhatu pravala natavesha manuvratamse vinyasta hasta mitarena dunanam abjam karnot palalaka kapola mukabja hasam. So this is like a painting, literally painting. And by listening this in our mind, we are supposed to paint the Lord's form. Okay, let's look. What is it? Shamam hiranya paridim vanyamalya barha. Shama, his dark complexion, like a fresh rain cloud. And Hiranya, his cloth is yellow, and it makes very, very nice contrast to his complexion. You know, yellow and bluish. It's a very nice combination. And that yellow, it defeats the splendor of the gold. It's just not ordinary yellow. It's a very shiny yellow, golden yellow. And it shimmers against his body. And his head is decorated with what? With a peacock feather, barha. And vanamali, around his neck, there is a flower garland, which is made of 5 types of flowers, with the five colors. Dhatu pravala natavesham anuvratamse. So dhatu, every part of his body is ornamented with different designs that are made from mineral pigments. In those days, you didn't have cosmetics that you could just buy and put gopi dots, but no, they use the minerals. So Krishna, his forehead and other parts of the body are decorated by Mother Yashoda and the gopis with different designs made from these colored minerals. Pravala, springs of new leaves, they decorate his body. He has tugged somewhere some new leaves of the kadamba leaves and other different leaves. So he's natavesham, he's dressed like a dancer, natavesham, like a fresh, youthful, expert dancer. And then what does he do? Anuvratamse vinyasta hastam. His hand, one of his hand is on the shoulder of his friend. And what does he do with another friend? Another friend, he twirls a lotus flower. Itarena dunanam abjam. He has a lotus flower. Karnot palalaka kapola mukabja hasam. His ears are decorated with the earrings, which in which shape? Do you remember? What kind of shape? Krishna earring 6? Shark. Yeah. And curly locks of black hairs, they splash against his cheeks. He has very, very nice hair. And hasam, mukhabja hasam, his lotus-like face, it blossoms with very gentle smile. So this is the painting that Shukadeva Goswami gives us to meditate upon. But anyway, let us go back to Lord Brahma and the form he saw. He didn't see in this meditation Lord Krishna. He saw Lord Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. He appeared before him. So who is the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu? He is one of the 3 Purusha avatars. I'll just remind you, Lord Krishna, he expands first as Baladev, and then from Baladev comes Sankarshan. From Sankarshan is Narayan. From Narayan there is a second Sankarshan. And then from that Sankarshan there are 3 Vishnu Purusha avatars. First is Mahavishnu, who creates the total material world. The second is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who enters each universe. And the third is Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, who is a Paramatma in the hearts of all living entities, and from him many incarnations come, as Prabhupada mentions in the purport. But Lord Shri Krishna, this is always something to be remembered, is the cause and root of all these incarnations. He is Swayam Bhagavan, as Shukadeva Goswami says, etecham shakhala pumsa, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. So he appears whenever the demons disturb the worlds. Yuga after yuga he appears. And but there are some Vaishnava Sampradayas, the other Vaishnava Sampradayas, apart from Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, who have firm belief that no, Narayan is the Swayam Bhagavan, he is the original Lord. And Krishna, he manifests his incarnation of Lord Narayan. Well, they have their reasons to believe that. We have our own, and we have our proofs, like this shloka, and there are many others. But also, I think there's one pastime in a 10th canto when Krishna and Arjuna go to visit Lord Mahavishnu, which proves that Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. I'll just remind you quickly what happened in Dwaraka. There was a Brahmana, and it happened that his child died at birth. And with that child, he went in front of the King Ugrasena's palace, and he cried and lamented. And he was saying, how is this possible to happen in such a pious kingdom? If there is a pious king and everything, the Dharma is following the kingdom, these things are not supposed to happen. Nowadays, so many unwanted things happen, the children are killed in a womb, and everybody is dying left and right from any cause and any reasons at any time. But in those days, if such irregularities would happen, immediately one would suspect that the ruler, the Kshatriya king, was doing something wrong. He must be transgressing Dharma, because these things are not supposed to happen. We cannot even imagine how proper human civilization looked like when Krishna and Lord Ramachandra and any other, like Maharaj Yudhishthira and any other saint-like king ruled. There were not even diseases, what to speak unwanted and untimely death. Everything was very auspicious, and I guess it was very pleasurable to live in such a kingdom at such times. So he protested like this, and of course he got no reply at first, and then it happened second time, third time, and finally when it happened the 10th time or 9th time, when it happened, Arjuna, who was present in Dwaraka at that time, he heard him, and immediately he came there and said, please, next time your wife is going to give birth, you please tell me, and I'll be there to guard your house. So when the time was approaching for his wife to give to give birth to the 10th child, Arjuna was there, and with his mystic weapons, with the Divya Astras, he surrounded the whole house with arrows. He made a cage of arrows that nobody could come, no mortal could come. But still, what happened immediately after the birth? The child just disappeared in the sky. And before that, I forgot to mention, Arjuna promised, if I don't make to protect you and your child, I'll enter the fire. That was his vow, because he was so confident in his Kshatriya strength that he vowed that he will enter the fire. And now it happened, he was not able to protect, and he was ready, he was about to go into the fire. But of course Krishna was there, and Krishna, he could not allow it. So immediately Vidarjana said, let us go and find the child. So they set on Lord Krishna's chariot, and they start transversing the universe. They passed all the the higher planets, and then they went through the the coverings of the universe. And it was so dark that Krishna had to set his Sudarshan chakra for horses to be able to see in the darkness. Once they exited the universe, they came in the light of Brahma Jyoti, and Arjuna couldn't even see because it was so the light was so strong. And then after that, they approached the place where the palace of Lord Mahavishnu, who was there sitting with the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. And then he said, I'm sorry, I was very eager to see two of you. I was very eager to see two of you because you're Narayan Rishi and you appear to carry out your mission on the earth. He said, my incarnations, but actually, actually what he meant that he was the incarnation of Krishna himself. Why is this significant? Because generally, one who is subordinate, he desires to see the superior. So Lord Mahavishnu, who is a part, who is the Kala of Krishna, he wanted to see the master, he wanted to see the Krishna. Krishna himself, he didn't have a great desire to see Lord Mahavishnu because it's just part of him and he knows him very well. But Mahavishnu, he wanted to see Krishna. So this is actually the proof that that Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, one of the proofs that we can give. So why does the Lord appear? It's mentioned here. Why he appeared to Lord Brahma? Sad-anugrahāya, for the sake of devotees, to show the mercy to the devotees. So Lord appeared to show the mercy to Lord Brahma after Lord Brahma performed this 12 hours long tapasya. He was satisfied with his tapasya, with his meditation, and he appeared. So as I mentioned, we have many appearance days now in front of us. And it is good time to ponder, to meditate, ahead of these appearance days. Why does the Lord appear? To show the mercy. This is the main reason. Killing of the demons and other things that he does, it's not really a reason for his appearance. Main reason for his appearance is to show the mercy of his devotees. So how can he also appear to us? How can he appear in our lives? How can we become recipients of his mercy? So what would be the first thing necessary to get the mercy of the Lord, for the Lord to appear to us? Any guesses? Well, I guess first we need to have a desire for it, for the mercy, for the Lord to appear. Otherwise, if we don't care, why would Lord care? If I'm completely indifferent, He's also indifferent. But if I understand and I desire mercy, then He'll be more inclined to give it. So thus the request for mercy or prayer for mercy is something that is required as the first step. But it should not be just a lip-deep request or prayer, oh Lord, give me your mercy, mercy, mercy. No, it should be something heartfelt. It should be something really coming from the heart. So what is the right position for praying or begging for mercy? The right attitude. Well, generally, if we are in this world in very comfortable position, if everything is fine in our life, you know, we have enough money in a bank account, big house, a beautiful husband or wife, obedient children, good job. If everything is very comfortable and smooth, generally you don't feel much of a need. Okay, Lord can give mercy, but I'm good anyway. I'm good. But one who is desperate because of certain things, who is in such circumstances, whether he has no money, whether he is sick, or some other misfortune happens to him, he doesn't know what else to do, and he has to turn to the Lord. Of course, he might be turning due to material reasons, but still he's turning to the Lord and he's begging, Lord, please help me, please save me, please give me your mercy. This is general tendency in this world. Of course, if somebody is also in comfortable position, but if he is sincere enough, he realizes that all these material things, they don't really satisfy my real need. They cannot really make me happy. All the money cannot really make me happy. And then if he's sincere, he will feel the need to pray for the mercy and to request the Lord for real mercy. Yeah. So even if we are a devotee also, we can be a devotee for many years, and we can be very steady, fixed in our sadhana, come for Mangala Artis, chant all our rounds, follow principles, do service. But still, after so many years, we can ask ourselves, what is my realization? How much actually I realize in Krishna consciousness? Okay, I got some experience, I know how to navigate this and that, but how much I realize Krishna really, how much perception and realization of Krishna I have. And then if we ponder like this, then we can realize that actually Krishna is still quite far away from us. Krishna Prema is still quite far away. And mercy is absolutely necessary. We cannot do it without it. It's something completely outside of our control. We just need mercy in order to make progress. So besides feeling the urge, the need, besides having a desire for mercy, what else we need? Is it enough only to desire? Or we need to do something also? If somebody has no money and he just sits at home and cries, is it going to help? It's not going to help. Even if somebody is a beggar, he needs to go on the street and, stretches his hand to ask for mercy, ask for money. So similarly, we need some practice, we need some sadhana, some activity through which will please the Lord and the devotees of the Lord. So we need to practice sadhana bhakti in order to qualify for the mercy. And then even if we have, right understanding, even if we practice sadhana bhakti and we are still struggling, the Lord will feel more inclined to give the mercy if we wouldn't have a desire or if we wouldn't do anything. Krishna would feel obliged if we sincerely struggle to please him and to be Krishna conscious. Krishna would feel obliged. Why would he feel obliged to give us mercy? I give one example. Just a few days ago, one devotee, he sent me a message asking me to come for his wedding reception. Soon there is his wedding reception, so he was kind of sending these messages asking devotees to come. I kind of thank him and wish him all the best, but in reality I didn't really have intention of going there because I don't know him so well, and I thought, well, I can just wish him all the best to him and his future wife, but why need I go for this wedding reception? But then he was not satisfied with that, so he sent a second message, third message, please come, I really need blessings. I need blessings of devotees, please come. It's a Sunday, you don't have probably nothing to do on that day, so why don't you please come? And then immediately when he wrote like that, I felt obliged. I mean, I felt, no, I have to go now because he's he really deserves me to come, and he really is asking. It's not just a formality. So when an insignificant soul like me feels obliged with a simple but sincere request, you can imagine how much more Krishna will feel obliged if we sincerely pray and request him. He cannot just ignore. If you are really sincere and you are really meaning it, you really want mercy, Krishna, he will give mercy. He will feel obliged to give it. One of the Krishna's qualities is grateful. Srila Prabhupada describes it very nicely in the Nectar of Devotion. I want to quote a little bit, please bear. Any person who is conscious of his friend's beneficent activities and never forgets his service is called grateful. In Mahabharata, Krishna says, when he was away from Draupadi, she cried with the words, "Hey Govinda, this call for me has put me in her debt, and that indebtedness is gradually increasing in my heart." So this statement by Krishna gives evidence of how one can please the Supreme Lord simply by addressing him, "Hey Krishna, hey Govinda." The Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is also simply an address to the Lord and his energy. So to anyone who is constantly engaged in addressing the Lord and his energy, we can imagine how much the Supreme Lord is obliged. It is impossible for Lord to ever forget such a devotee. It is clearly stated in this verse that anyone who addresses the Lord immediately attracts the attention of the Lord, who always remains obliged to him. So Krishna's heart is very soft. And his compassionate nature is something that we are hoping to get response from. How is this compassionate nature personified? It's personified as his internal potency, Srimati Radharani. Thus devotees, they turn to her with their humble appeals. Because Radharani's appearance is also coming soon, we want to also remember her mercy. Srila Prabhupada says in one class on Nectar Devotion in Vrindavan, quote, "Therefore in Vrindavan, we'll find the devotees approach Radharani, Jai Radhe, because if Radharani advocates for him to Krishna, it is very easily accepted. If Radharani is pleased, then she represents the devotee's case that here is a devotee, he is better than me, kindly accept his service, Krishna." So Krishna cannot deny. So Srimati Radharani, she is the ocean of mercy, and if one approaches her, she is even more inclined to respond and give mercy than Krishna himself. There is one story of a man from Punjab who was in Vraj, and he was in distress because his wife left him. And he was very, very much aggrieved. So he happened to be in Varshana, and very loudly, whole night, he was crying, "Hey Kishori," thinking about his wife that left him. But we know that Varshana is Radharani's abode, and she is always present there, whether in Prakrita or Aprakrita form. So she happened to hear his loud cries in her abode, "Hey Kishori." So she asked her friend Lalita, "Oh Lalita, who is this devotee calling for me so feelingly? Bring him to me." But then Lalita told her, "Hey Radhe, this is not a devotee, this is a materialistic person who cries for his wife. Don't mistake him for a devotee." But Radharani said, "Well, what can I do? I just feel compassion towards him because he is calling my name. Please bring him anyway and make him into my devotee." So this is just a story to illustrate how her heart is very compassionate, and that she is actually Krishna's compassionate nature. So of course we don't want to be ignorant, like this ignorant man, and hope for the causeless mercy of Radha and Krishna. We want to do something really that Lord really feels obliged to give His mercy. Like Narottam Das Thakur, when he prays, he says, Ha Prabhu Nanda Sutta Vrishabhanu Sutta Yuta. He prays to both Nanda Sutta and Vrishabhanu Sutta Yuta. Karuna Koro Ei Bharo. O Lord Krishna, son of Nanda, accompanied by daughter of Vrishabhanu, please be merciful unto me now. Narottama Dasa Koi Nat Teliho Ranga Boy Pai Toma Bine Ke Ache Amar. Please do not push me away from your reddish lotus feet. Who else is my beloved except for you? So there is a way how to approach the Lord, how to pray. It's a whole sort of art or science. It's not that we just go to this immediately start, oh Lord, give me this, give me that, give me this. No, it doesn't work. There is a etiquette, how we come in front of the Lord, how we pray for the mercy. Srila Rupa Goswami, he gave one padati. Padati means instruction manual or guide. It's called Prarthana Padati. Padati, how to pray, how to offer prayers. It's found in Stavamala of Srila Rupa Goswami. I just want to go quickly through it in order that we have instruction manual next time we stand in front of the deities. So this is a particular prayer. It's actually to Radharani. So he says, Sudha Gangeya Ghorangim Kurangi Langi Mikshanam Jitta Kotendru Bhimbasyam Ambundhambara Samritam. So he prays to Radharani. O Queen, whose fair limbs are more splendid than pure gold. O Queen, whose eyes are as charming as the dove's eyes. O Queen, whose face defeats millions of moons. O Queen, dressed in garments as dark as monsoon clouds. As you see, he's glorifying first. It's a glorification first. Navina bhalavi vrinda damilotam samalikam divya ratna dyalankara sevya manatanushayam. O Queen, who is the crowning garland of malika flowers on decorated braided hair of the young gopis. O Queen, whose beauty is served by many splendid translucent jewels and other ornaments. So very poetically he glorifies first. Vidagda mandala gurum gunu gaurava manditam ati preshtavyasябir Ashtabir Abhiveshtitam. O teacher of the intelligent expert gopis, O Queen, elaborately decorated with the host of transcendental virtues, O Queen, accompanied by your 8 very dear friends. Chanchala Panga Bhangina, Vyakuli Krita Keshavan Goshtendra Sutta Jivatu Ramya Bimba Dharamritam. O Queen, who agitates Lord Keshava with the waves of your restless sidelong glances, O Queen, whose nectar bimba fruit lips give life to the Prince of Raj. Tvam asau yachite natva vilutam yamunatate kakubir vyakula svanto jano vrindavaneshwari. And now starts appealing after glorification. O Queen of Vrindavan, bowing down and rolling about on the Yamuna's shore, this person with an agitated and choked voice appeals to you. He first presents his wretched, fallen position, how much in need of mercy he is, rolling on Yamuna's shore, bowing down with agitated heart and choked voice. So he's presenting how he is disturbed and that he really needs mercy. Then he says, Krita gaske pyayoge pi janosmin kumatava pi dasya dhana pradhanasya lavam ap yupapadaya. Even though he has committed offenses, even though he's unqualified, and even though his intelligence is crooked, please give this person a small particle of your devotional service. Although I'm so unqualified, this is how a real devotee feels, still, I need your mercy. Yuktas tvaya jano naiva dukito yam upekshitum kripa dyota drava chitta navanitasi yad sada. Because, and why I need your mercy? Because the fresh butter of your heart is always melting in the splendor of your transcendental mercy, it is not proper for you to neglect this anguished person. Because you are so merciful, your heart is like a fresh butter. And you just cannot neglect me because I'm so wretched and fallen. You must give me your mercy. So this is the firm conviction with which we should pray. So just to summarize, first we glorify the Lord when we come in front of Him. Then we present our fallen condition, how unqualified we are. He already knows that, but it's good to remind ourselves. And then we appeal for mercy, because you are so merciful, please give it to me. So this is the Lord's nature, to give the mercy for those who beg for it. Even if somebody is very, very unqualified, if he is in this state and he prays, he might get the mercy. Tomorrow is also appearance day of Lord Balaram, who is the first expansion of the Lord, and who also exhibits and shows his mercy upon those deserving and non-deserving also. If you remember that Lord Balaram had a special favor for one person who was anything but deserving the mercy. Who was it? Duryodhana. Somehow he liked Duryodhana. He was his martial art teacher. He was teaching him how to fight with a club. And he just didn't want a war of Kurukshetra to happen at all. And he went on a pilgrimage to avoid it. And when he came back, Bhima and Duryodhana were fighting, and he tried to stop them, to appeal to them. They didn't want, then he left. So till the last moment, he tried to save this Duryodhana. But it's interesting that he had a soft spot in his heart. Although Krishna didn't like Duryodhana, and Pandavas didn't like, because he was offender to Pandavas, still Lord Balaram, who is also Lord himself, he had a sore spot for such unqualified person who was a personification of Kali. He was actually Kala, partial part of Kali. Still, the Lord had some mercy in his heart, even for him. So then what to speak about ourselves? Mercy is actually already there in one sense. We just need to come, like the sun is always there, just we need to come out from our dark room. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Hoya Andhakar. Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Maya Adhikar. So wherever the Krishna is, there is no darkness, there is no Maya. So we just have to keep the sun of Krishna in our heart, in the mind, and the mercy will automatically be there. So this is our message for today. So I'll stop here. There are 10 minutes if you have any comments or questions. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, thank you for the class. Here, the Lord Brahma is describing the form of Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Is that the
Garbhodakshaya Vishnu.
Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Yeah. Okay. So, but in Brahma Samhita, he declares he's Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Vajami. So, is this understanding correct that he was for him the darshan was of Govinda, and along with that the entire Mahavishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, all these things are visible all together, or how do we understand this?
It's actually not exactly mentioned here, but my understanding is that in this particular occasion he had a darshan of Lord Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and he saw him how he is with the 4 arms and whatever the Lord Garbhodakshaya Vishnu looks like. And that on some other occasion he had also darshan of Govinda, of Krishna, and then from that meditation he composed Brahma Samhita. If anybody has any other insight into this, otherwise I have no firm evidence, it's just thinking like this. Kishore Prabhu, do you know maybe?
I think that Brahma Samhita prayers were composed after he had darshan of Krishna.
Okay, yeah, after the pastime, yeah.
After that pastime, where he's told that.
So that was many years after this. This happened at the beginning of creation, and Krishna, this pastime in 10th canto is maybe when Brahma was already 50 years of age, something like half of his life. So it happened later.
Yeah, this is at the beginning of the creation.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the creation.
And obviously, Brahma was confused about who Krishna was. So then he
So these are 2 different occasions. It's clear now. Anybody else has anything else? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, thank you for the good class, Prabhu. My question is, Prabhu, you said in the beginning of the class, when one is in a very comfortable situation, the comfort is also given by the Lord. Then why is he getting blinded?
Why is he?
Why is he getting blinded? Why is a genuine affection or the devotion is not coming? Even if he desires, he still is unable to make it. Because one is comfortable situation. The comfort is not bestowed just like that. For a reason, the comfort is given to the devotee. So how the devotee becomes serious with his life to bring devotion into his life?
Because there was a lot of echo. Let me see if I understood what you're asking. How devotee who is in comfortable situation, which is again, when one sends the mercy of the Lord, how he becomes serious in that situation.
Yes.
Well, obviously nobody prays for trouble, unless you're Queen Kunti. She plays Vipada for the danger. So everybody wants to stay in comfortable situation, but the tendency, just the natural tendency, is that we relax and we take everything very easily. We don't have much motivation. So we have to motivate ourselves, not to wait for the Lord or Maya to motivate us by giving us hard times. So philosophically, we have to, to look around and to see that, it's a dangerous world. That even those who are in a comfortable position, at the next moment, anytime, all this can be gone, Even young people now can die at any time for any reason, accidents, diseases. So we have to understand that our present comfortable situation is not going to last forever. It's not going to last very long at all, few years. Even if it's 50 years, it will pass like this. So we have to understand that the life is short, and we should start to prepare now, not to wait till we are 1 year before that or whatever. We should not take this comfortable situation very, very seriously. We should understand it's very temporary and illusory also. So that's why we should invest all our free time to hear and chant and remember the Lord. And comfortable situation is actually given for this particular purpose, Because if one is too much in trouble also, he has only, beggars on the street. They have just to think how to get money and how to survive, how to put something in their belly. It's also not very comfortable situations for practicing spiritual life. So something in between. You have enough, but you don't have too much to forget to forget Krishna. If somebody has too much opulence, then tendency is there that he will just go after sense gratification, unrestricted sense gratification. So generally, that's why Krishna doesn't give to the devotees too much of a wealth. Of course, you see some rich devotees, but we should know that it's more difficult for them to practice. Like it's more difficult for demigods in Svarga to practice, because they're surrounded by so much opulence, the apsaras just walking around, and it's such a pleasant atmosphere, and everything is so nice, and now you're supposed to chant Hare Krishna. It's difficult. It's very much distracting. So that's why some, situation that we have enough, this is also necessary, but we don't have too much. This is perfect situation for practice. Anything else? Any comment maybe? Yes, Mataji?
Prabhuji, that sometimes the miseries in the devotee's life so much that she can't...
Can you, closer, yeah.
Haribol?
Yeah.
Sometimes the miseries in the devotee's life is so heavy that she cannot remember the Lord only.
It's so heavy what? Misery?
Yeah, misery is so heavy that it becomes very difficult to remember the Lord at that time. And forget about remembering, but just to carry on her sadhana also, it becomes so difficult. So what is the reason for that?
Yeah, the extreme difficulty is also not very favorable for practice. So that's especially if you are very sick, it's very difficult. So that's why we have to practice while we are still in good condition, while we are still healthy to a certain extent, while we are still in a position that we can actually practice. Then, if we practice in these present conditions and get trained our mind and make advancement, then when the difficulties come, the mind will stay with Krishna. Even in such difficult situations where there is a bodily pain, you will be able to remember Krishna because you got used on it through practice while you were still in good health. So that's why we practice now. It's a training to remember the Lord at the time of death. The time of death is also very, very painful situation, and it's very difficult for normal person to remember anything. It's like thousands of scorpions biting you at the same time. So generally one cannot remember, but if we practice now so much and our mind becomes absorbed in Krishna, then even in those circumstances we'll be able, because the mind will be absorbed. So we have to work on it now and expect that that time will come sooner or later. If not before, at the moment of death, the difficult time will come. So we need to get ready. We need to train our mind to be able to remember Krishna at such circumstances. Yeah, what else can be done? But if we didn't do, still we do our best, whatever the present circumstances are, even if we are in pain, somehow we try our best, and other devotees can help us by being around us, chant with us, try to read with us. But the point is that we should do our best to prepare ourselves while our circumstances are still normal. Then in abnormal circumstances, we'll be able to remember Krishna by His mercy. Okay, if that's it, we'll conclude here. Thank you all very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.